Hello and welcome to the 2013-2014 school year. I'm Mrs. Meyer. I'm one of the science teachers in the high school. And this video is going to introduce you to a little bit about navigating around my website, finding the course syllabus, and also what it feels like to watch a video from my class. Remember, I hope that the parents or guardians and students are watching this together so that you kind of share that experience together. And if you have any questions or concerns after the video, there is a link that you can put those on, or feel free to email me. So this is my website. Hopefully you've already realized you're there because you're watching this video. On the website in the middle are some basic contact information pieces. So here are my email address and my phone number for reaching me at school. And on the right side of that is my daily schedule. So if you're looking for a good time to find me and to get a hold of me, you can look at that schedule and decide what would work best. On the left-hand side of the page are a bunch of different links that I'm going to go through, not all of them in great detail, but a little bit for each one. The first one is my learning philosophy and grading scheme, and this does apply to all of my classes, so I want to spend a little bit of time on that. So under that link, under learning philosophy, I'm just going to read this through with you and then kind of elaborate on this a little bit, what I mean by this. So first of all, I do believe that all students can learn. I think lots of students, especially at the high school level, begin to feel like, I'm not smart enough, I can't learn this, it's too hard for me. I completely disagree with that. I think that every student can learn science, but different students take different amounts of time and different amounts of support to get to that point. And so I am here to kind of set that expectation of what I expect them to learn, but at the same time give them the support and the pace and the help that they need to actually get to those expectations. So my grading philosophy kind of reflects that learning philosophy as well. So if all students are going to learn the material, I need to help them get to that point by my grading philosophy. So down here at the bottom, it says that all students will learn the science content of the life science course, but different students need varying amounts of time, effort, and assistance to master those new topics. And my grading scheme has to reflect that. It shows this understanding of learning as a process. So learning takes time, and for different amounts of people, different amounts of time. So a student's course grade then is divided into two different categories. The formative assessment category is that learning process category. So for example, oftentimes student assignments will not get a grade right away. I expect the student assignments to be at 100% before they get a grade. So what does that mean? That means that the student will do an assignment. I'll give some written feedback that says this needs to be improved. Have you thought about this? I need more examples here. They get the assignment back. The students work off of that feedback. They give it back to me. I look at it again. If it's at 100% at that point, then it gets recorded in the gradebook. If it's not, I give them more feedback, they get the assignment back, and they work again. So in this way, you'll see in the gradebook that a lot of assignments will say work in progress for a while. That's because the student is still working on mastering that particular assignment. And that's what we call the formative assessment. I want to see where the students are and then to help them to reach that mastery level. So most assignments in this format are out of 4 points or 8 points or something like that, but they won't get those points until they actually master that particular assignment. The second category listed there is called the Summative Assessment category, and this is supposed to show what the students know after the learning process is done. So now after they've done all these assignments and they show me they've mastered the material, then they'll have a summative assessment of some sort. It might be a lab report, it might be a project, it might be a test. And that summative assessment is its own separate category, and you don't get retries at the summative assessment, but I do allow for corrections, because even then I don't feel like the learning is done just because you've taken a test. I still feel like there's lots to be learned by doing corrections on tests and lab reports and also projects as well. So that kind of gives you a basic background of how I think about learning as a process, and then how my grading system kind of supports that philosophy as well. All right, the next tab down on the left-hand side is called Course Syllabi. This is where you'll find the syllabus for the particular course that your student is in. So the first one listed is the biology syllabus for biology students, chemistry for the chemistry students, and then there are 3 different syllabi for those college biology students. What I would like you to do is when this video is done, take the time to look through the particular syllabus or syllabi that go with your class. The chemistry syllabus is the one that was written by Mrs. Fast, since she is typically the chemistry teacher, but I'll be following all of her outlines for her syllabus as well. The reason that the college biology class has 3 different syllabi is because there's a college lecture course syllabus, there's a college lab course syllabus, and then there's the syllabus for the high school grade of the class. So the class is kind of divided into the college portion and the high school portion, and I grade those differently. So I would like you to take a closer look at that so that you can see what that's all about if your child is in that particular class. The next tab down, called Biology Essentials, is the standards that I am taking the students through in the biology class in general. It's just a chart that shows what we're covering and when we're covering it, so if you're interested in that, you could look at that. The Schoology link I'll come back to a little bit later. The lab report format is the format that students use to write their labs, and we do a lot of lab writing in class, so I leave that format out there for the students to use all year long. They can always access it on my website. And then the class calendar is a place where students can find what assignments we're going to be doing each day and what homework there is. And I'll come back to that one in a minute too to go over that in more detail. So in general, that's my website. Now, the Schoology link. This is where I'll be posting all of the class materials. And I did have the students sign up for this in class already. Most, if not all of them, should be ready to go on that. But I'm going to show you what it looks like. So here's the link to the actual website, the Schoology website. And I'm already logged into my website. So this is what it looks like once you're logged in. I'll just look at the biology section. The student screen is going to look a little different from this, but it will have some similarities. Again, this is for chemistry or biology or college biology. They all have a general forms section. In the general forms, you'll typically find the course syllabus, maybe a few other things that are relevant throughout the year, and then a technology survey that they ask the students to take. The next folder down in any of the classes is the Unit 1 folder, and as we go through more units in class, more folders will appear. In biology, the Unit 1 that we're covering is Energy and Ecosystems, so I'll just take a quick look at that to give you an idea of what kinds of resources are in here. So I've got a folder in here for putting photos in that the students are going to be taking, for submitting a poster that they're making so they can hand in their assignment there. Some guided notes as a Word document, so they could open that and print it or use it as they'd like. Here is a video that they're going to be watching soon. Here is a kind of like a survey or a feedback form from that video that they're going to be using. And then finally down here at the bottom is a website link. So this is going to get them through the first week or week and a half of class, and as more assignments come due, more things will show up in this folder. And again, this is not only for the students, but if you as a parent are ever trying to figure out why my student doesn't have this particular form and where I can get it, this is a great place to go. Just ask your child to let you log in or have them log in, and you can find any assignment that's in class right here on this Schoology website. Again, all the courses are here, chemistry, biology, college biology, so all the information will be here for the course that your child is enrolled in. And then the last thing I wanted to take you through in more detail is the class calendar. For you as a parent, this might be more helpful than Schoology, depending on your relationship with your child. It has for every class day that we're going to be meeting. So here's August 19th, for example, and I'll choose college biology this time. A description of what the learning targets for the week are. So in other words, by the end of the week or throughout the course of the week, these are the things I want the students to be able to do. And then for each day, it has what we're going to be doing in class, as well as any homework assignments that might be assigned for that week. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week in college biology, they have homework assignments. So this is great for the students if they're gone or missing from class and they need to catch up on what they missed. They can see this in a list format. Also for you, if you as a parent are concerned that maybe your child isn't bringing home homework enough, you can always come and check in here and see if they had homework for a particular day. All right, the last thing I wanted to just share with you is another new communication tool I'm using this year in class to communicate better with the students, and that's something called Remind 101. And basically it's a way for me to text out reminders to students who have that service on their phones. And what's neat about this service is I don't share my phone number with the students and they don't share their phone numbers with me. Instead, we all kind of get connected through a website where they input their information, and then I can send out a text through that website to their phone numbers. So they'll be getting texts occasionally from me as reminders about tests or something they might need to bring to class that is a little bit unusual, and hopefully this will keep us all in better communication throughout the year. I'm really looking forward to the school year and all the new exciting things we're going to be trying out and all the learning that the students will be doing. As always, don't be afraid to contact me with any questions or concerns. And again, if you had questions or concerns specifically with this video, there is that form that's linked on my website.